Hi, Samantha. I see that you did manage to join the class. Great, I just approved it, so you should have now on your, let's see, I'll show you. I should be able to get into your dashboard now. So on your, once we get in here, you should have a link to the course blog. So to access, okay, to access the course blog, this view class blog here over on the right, left blue bar across underneath that Statistics Pro view class blog brings you to the course blog. So if you go to edublogs.org initially and then sign in, it'll bring you to this page on your blog. You can get to the class blog from there. Or alternately, you can just type in the URL of the class blog, goodancestors.edublogs.org. Your computer, if you use mainly one computer, it'll save it, so you just have to start typing. Okay, so to see the assignments for each week, you're going to go here to your class. I think I went over a little bit of this. You look on this assignments page. Again, because the blog is being used by two classes who have different assignments, because you'll be basically doing the same assignments, but the due dates will be somewhat different. They're doing a little bit of different. I meet with Zoom on them, so I meet on Zoom with them, so there may be mention of some things that we're doing during class time. That'll be for them and not you. Hopefully it'll be clearly specified on the blog. So it's week 2 now. I notice you don't have anything on the blog yet, so you'll need to go to the week 1 work there, and the links are here to the posts on the blog. So welcome to college writing, start here. It's an introduction to the course, and then there's the work for week 1. Click here where it says work for week 1. Sorry, I'm on my iPad and you can't see a cursor, I guess, but so this was due February 12th for your class. There's the bullet points here are a summary of the information or of the assignments that you need to do to use as a checklist to make sure you've done all the work for the week, to get the information that you need to actually do those bullet point activities. You'll need to read down below the dashed line there, equal signs across there. So when it says read introductory material on blog as noted below in the first bullet point, see if that'll be down below the dashed line where it says read the post, welcome to college writing, the syllabus. So welcome to college writing, you already looked at. The syllabus is there. If you click on that link, there's an assignment to put a post on Paper versus Screen, which is a page that I've done talking about using Paper versus Screen, reading and writing on Paper versus Screen, and which do you prefer, and that sort of thing. The assignment is there to give you practice doing a comment to see what that's like. Setting up your own blog, you've already done that. Set up your blog, join a class, so you're done with that second paragraph. There are 2 posts that you were supposed to do the first week. The first is an introduction to yourself as a writer. You could also include something about your reading background. So this is not an autobiography about your whole life, though you may include a little bit of personal information if you'd like to connect with some other students in the class, but mainly focus on what your experiences and attitudes have been about writing in the past or looking forward to the present or future. You can take this in whatever direction you'd like. The questions here are samples, suggestions only. You don't have to answer all or any of them. Note 250 words approximately. So that's the first post. The second post is a response to these two videos by the author of the book that we're going to be reading, The Good Ancestor. So that's the first week. The second week, if you go back here to assignments, that is this week. The assignment was, again, here we're trying to do a little catch up with the other class because they're 2 weeks ahead of you. So this is 1 week where I was going to do a little combining. So there are a couple things for you to do from the week 2 post. The other class did all of the activities, and we're just I'm shortening it a little bit and reducing, taking out a few of the activities. So again, you'd click here where it says week 2 post, and it has again the bullet points with the short version, and then you would do this reading on the writing process in specific detail. Oops, I have to fix some of these spelling mistakes. And starting to think about Essay 1. And then you're going to go ahead and actually do the rough draft for Essay 1, which is in the week 3 post. There's some reading. Here it's not a tremendous amount of reading, but some of it gives you some information about personal essays, and then there's some information about the pre-writing process and about some psychological issues, procrastination and anxiety, which are obviously can be closely related. To look at, there also is a amusing, somewhat, short essay of advice to writers called Shitty First Drafts that explains that for many, many, many writers, the first draft is not all that wonderful. What makes a good writer is that they believe in the process. And when we talk about process of writing, we're talking about revision. Get something down on paper that you can then work with and improve. So the assignment for Essay 1 is in that number 3 there. It's also, if you look across on the right of the margin of the blog, on the right sidebar where it says major assignments, it's about the middle of the page now. I've included a quick link to the essay assignments there. So that's where you find the assignments in terms of where you're gonna post them. If you go, I'll go back to your blog. So several ways to get to be able to post something, plus new post from the outside of the blog brings you here to this block editor. There's some things there. Basically, you would put a title here, just type right over that, and then if you did a post on a word processor, you could copy and paste it there where it says type / to choose a blog, or if you're doing something short, you could type it right into the blog. And then once you're finished and ready for it to appear, you hit this blue publish button. Now, there is another, there are two options in terms of where you're going to post things, how you're going to post it. There are two formats for this posting page. The one that you saw what that one looked like. The one I use on the course blog, I could have just clicked from there, but let me show you what that looks like for contrast. This one to me it's a busier page, but for me the aspects of the formatting and all that is easier to find. It looks like we've got icons like word icons across there, paragraphing, bold, italic, bullet points, etc. across there. You have the option to save as a draft, save draft over on the right, which you do have on that other page that is how it's set on your blog now, but it's a little difficult to find. Publish, the orange button here is what you'd click to have the post appear on your blog. Once something has been published, if it's on your own blog, you can always access it to edit it. So if you go on the right here, where it's bold, the bold blue, left left, where it says in the bold blue posts. If you go down to all posts, it gives you links to all the posts. If you've saved something as a draft but haven't published it yet, it will appear here with the word draft next to it. These ones have all been published. If I wanted to make changes, like to fix some of my many spelling typos, you'd click edit here, and that brings you back into the post, and you can make your changes. And then the first time that you publish it, the orange button is published. After that, it says update, so you want to remember to hit that orange button to update it. So that's a quick. So if you let me go back to your blog. So if you prefer this look to the one that you've currently got now, let me show you how you could change that. So I just hit on that W or the plus something over to the left a couple times, and it opened up these words here. Again, that's one of the reasons I don't like that spare looking page that you've got. But to change it, if you go down to the bottom, near the bottom on the left here, where it says settings, if you click on settings and open writing settings, where it says default editor, the one you've got is called the block editor. The one I have on the course blog is the classic editor. So if you wanted to change so that it looks the way it looks on in my course blog, you would just toggle it on to classic editor and then save changes, and you'd have that look. I'll do a video and post on the blog. There are a few things that I think, especially for your class that doesn't meet in Zoom, there are a few things more that I probably need to explain in a little more detail. And as I said, I think it's easier to kind of to figure out what I'm talking about if you can see the screenshots while I'm showing you around. So I will get that up, try to get that done by tonight or tomorrow morning, which will repeat much of the stuff I've said here to you directly, but it will be there on the blog for future reference. Okay, so I think that is about it about posting. So that when I'm going through to read and comment on people's work, so you don't have to email me anything. You just post it on your blog, and then I have the blog links here. So if I'm going to look at a rough draft of Essay 1 in a class, I'm just going to go onto this list and click through the names of the students in the class, and post comments there. Excuse me. So when you click on your blog, so if we look at somebody, I can't remember who's got stuff up, but let's try. Oh, Morgan does, I know. So if you click, if you might want to test it out your own blog, so click on your name and see what you see. What you see when you click on your name is the same thing I see. So on Morgan's blog, he's got the TED Talk response, those to the two videos, and then the introduction. So that's that's the first week's work. So what you're going to be able to do if you want to see, if you have a hard time figuring out what I'm asking for an assignment, or you want to get some inspiration from another student, not to copy what they've said, but if you read what other people say, it sometimes jog your memory and have you think of something that happened to you that you might write about. You're certainly welcome to look through for the rough draft of Essay 1, look through what the students in my Zoom class have posted. As I said, they're a couple weeks ahead of you, so most of them have rough drafts up. So you might want to check that out. There are many samples of student work for Essay 1 that are listed in the assignment that I'd encourage you to look at as well. All right, so I hope that helps. Again, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll try to do a little more formal walk through some of the steps, because I know there are some other students that have been sending me some questions as well. All right, talk to you later. Have a good weekend.